Alrighty folks, this is Alan recording a part 2 video of our Rakdos Theros Beyond Death draft video. I guess every draft I've done have been Rakdos so far besides the Azorius deck. I had to make this part 2 video due to the fact that my parents were interrupting me while recording this. So unfortunately, yeah, I had to go silent in the second game. But as you can tell, overview of this draft, pretty low creature count deck. We're going 16 lands as we do have a low creature count and a low curve. There's not too many expensive top end stuff. No expensive combos with the Portent of Betrayal, given that we don't have a lot of sack outlets. Here are the games. Not really amazing since we don't have too many ways to enable Heroic, and the 2 toughness isn't great. Final Flare, probably the worst removal spell out of all these entire bunch. I could see myself main decking, but with all this removal already, and the Blight Breath Cataplepus that we can get back with the Omen of the Dead, I don't want to have too much removal. And we did run into a game where we just had a bunch of removal in our hand and not enough creatures. We did win that one game, and I think it was the first game, but still, we don't really want to have too much removal since we do need some threats to kind of help close out the game. I'm kind of forced to also play the Stampede Rider, even though it's not an amazing card. It's still a fine 3-drop you can play, and we do have a decent number of synergy with 4 power, and yeah, 2 4-drops here, 2 5-drops, and a 6-drop that plays well with some of our Black Devotions Dean with the Timuret and the Nyxborn Marauder. Currently, we're 2-0, but that could change. This is the part 2 video, and hopefully I don't have to make a part 3. Let's go. Found the game immediately, right away. The second game was pretty long and grindy, but quite fun, I have to admit. Let's see, what's this? Well, we have Timuret on 2, Timuret Calls the Dead. We do need red mana, but we're on the play. This is a playable hand, we'll keep. Hopefully we can get red mana eventually. I don't think I need double red in this deck. We need double black more than double red. But I still think it's an even split, given the amount of red and black we have. That's a good card, we can always answer it later. Here we'll just play out Timuret Chosen from Death. Next turn we can play out Timuret Calls the Dead as a nice wombo combo. Attack here does imply something, so I'm not going to block. He could have the Indomitable Will, he could have Karametra's Blessing. He could have a many number of tricks, but here we're just going to play the Timuret Calls the Dead. And hopefully we don't have to mill our red lands. Okay, no red lands, so that's pretty decent. We can now start making 2/2s. The 2/2s can potentially block the 1/1, maybe force a trick out of him, which I don't mind. Dawn Evangel, quite annoying. That's pretty nice. Mars Grass and the Hateful Eidolon. I think here we'll just exile the Dreamstalker Manticore, given that we do have an Omen of the Dead in the deck. Here I don't mind the Hateful and the Mars Grass to just draw a card. So we'll just do that, and then we can attack in for 4. And I think we'll just kill the 2/3 now. So that's quite nice. Then we can attack in for 4. I don't think Timuret's a zombie. Is he a zombie? Not really. Hateful Island also is not a zombie, it's a spirit. But I'm happy to maybe scry some red mana on the top next turn if possible. Or we can also Inevitable End and draw cards, so deck is highly synergistic. We're doing a lot of good work with this deck. Do I want a Chaos Celebrant? I don't think I need a second Mountain since I'm going to play out this one. The Chaos Celebrant could be pretty decent though. I really don't think I need a second Mountain. The opponent is stuck on lands. We don't really have any ways to sack, but it's still a fine card I don't mind keeping here on the top. And we can gain a little bit of life. Here, do we just attack? Do we use the Iroh's Blessing? Here I guess I don't mind just attacking here. I don't really want Iroh's Blessing a 1/1. And if he uses a combat trick, we'll probably lose Timuret. But that's okay. We do have an Omen of the Dead to fetch out the other one. Omen of the Sun. Okay, so he's going to ambush perhaps my Timuret. Or the Hateful Eidolon here. Which does suck because the Inevitable End can draw us a card. So opponent's happily going to take 6. I'm going to kill off the 1/1. Not amazing, but not bad. I could also just mill my Careless Celebrant away. Or I can just escape my Underworld Rage Hound, which can attack quite nicely. I think I'll just do that instead. We do want a pretty nice attacker on the battlefield. And then we can just exile these cards, since I highly doubt we're going to get them back with the Omen of the Dead if we pick them up. and they can hit pretty hard as well. Hero of the Pride, we can always just answer. Pious Wayfarer, okay. So it could just be a good turn to use the Iroh's Blessing here. What do we take out? He has a nice double block on the 2/2. I can exile his graveyard as well. Alternatively, I can just attack with a 4/2, maybe force a trade. Or just a 2/2s. Or maybe we don't even Iroh's Blessing at all. We can just develop 3/3. That could even be better. Or I can just main phase the Venomous Hierophant, so he's forced to do maybe a double block on the 2/2. Yeah, let's just do that. I think I like the Venomous Hierophant here, since I can eventually just re-escape my Underworld Rage Hound, and milling these lands are quite nice. So if I attack with all, what happens? He's probably going to put a 2/2 in front of the 4/2, maybe triple block the 2/3 and take 4. I think this is good. I guess he's just going to take it, okay. I guess he doesn't care. Alright, that's fine with me. He's down to 1. He can go wide, but my life total is really high. I highly doubt he's going to kill me here. I guess I could still block. Like, blocking is not unreasonable. I guess there's an Indomitable Will, but this is going to trade for anything. So we might as well prevent the most damage by blocking the 4/3. Sure. So the block was good. If I didn't block, I think I'd lose this game. No, actually I wouldn't have lost anyways. I still have 9 life. This would have been 7. So, yeah, the opponent just kind of went out with a bang, so... Alright, yeah, Escape doing its job. Even a low creature count. It's quite nice to constantly record that Underworld Rage Hound. So we're doing good. Alright, we have Timret on 2, bunch of removal spells, Stampede Rider on 3, we're on the draw. I think this is a good keep. We're going to lead with a Swamp to play out Timret. Opponent also bottom the card, so we're also in fine shape. We can always use Omen of Dead to fetch back Timret. We can escape his Underworld Rage Hound if he plays it one next turn, which he will. So now what? Maybe we just kill it, and then maybe Timret can answer it eventually. So now what? We can play out land. Ooh, that was bad. I should play out the red. I guess I'm forced to play out Timret now anyways. Don't really want to trade here. So that was bad. I should have maybe played out the red and Omen away to 3/2, but now it's going to be a pretty good attacker. Right, so it's going to become a 6/4. I guess we eventually need to Peripherals Intervention it. Or maybe double block into it. Our Omen can get back the Timret here. Or I can just block and then use Omen of the Forge, finish it, and Omen of the Dead end of turn. That's actually not bad. I don't really want the Timret Calls of Dead here, so we're just going to stay back. We're going to block with a 2/2, and then we're going to hope he doesn't have a pump trick here. So yeah, already a misplay. I should have kept up the Omen of the Forge mana in case he had the Doom. But now I have to 2 for 2 myself, which isn't wrong, you know. But hopefully he doesn't have a pump trick here, which he doesn't. So I'm quite happy about this. And I do have Peripheral's Intervention to deal with this. So we can just X equals 2 and kill this. Alternatively, we can just play both our 2-drops. But I think it's more important to just kill the Scovos War Leader here. So sure, why not? Since it's a pretty good blocker anyway against everything we have. And then we can maybe play out Timoret and eventually exile his graveyard. Heroes of the Revel, sure. I think we just want to play out Timoret this turn. Maybe play out the Underworld Rage Hound, although the Underworld Rage Hound will trade into it, so it's not necessarily that's going to be at its best. The Venomous Hierophant isn't bad. I guess it can also just trade off for the 4/4, or I could just take 4. I do want to get my Black Source next turn to potentially exile the Underworld Rage Hound before he gets it back. So I could just take 4 here, which isn't bad. It's not the end of the world. A Doom here. Okay, so he's going to get back next turn anyways. Opponent's just kind of going all in with these strategy. I guess we could just make a 2/2 to hold off the creature, so it's not that bad. Gallia's pretty annoying. I could just take 10 here, fall down to 4, but that's also not very amazing. We can take 7, go down to 7. I mean, we could just double block next turn, so I'm fine going down to 4, as crazy as it seems. And we can just deploy some 2-drops here. I guess I don't mind double blocking with Timoret and the Underworld Rage Hound. It's not bad. I think this is just very mana efficient, so I think we're going to try this. If he top decks a removal spell, it's obviously not good, but this is okay. We can put in a decent double block. Timoret will die, and we won't be able to exile his graveyard, but I think we have to go for this. And we still have some 2-drops that can hold off this Underworld Rage Hound that's going to come back. I mean, I could just die here if he top decks a removal spell. I guess I can Inevitable End it just to be safe. I guess I'll just do that. I guess I'll attack first. And he doesn't have any more stuff in the graveyard, so I think we're fine just doing this, using Inevitable End on the 4/2. Otherwise, I think otherwise if he has a removal, we're kind of screwed. So hopefully he's just bricking and playing lands here. Otherwise, we're in decent shape. The Everyone Reveler is not really a card that I care too much about. I guess it can gain haste, so that kind of sucks. I guess I can Inevitable End that, but he'll just get back to 2/2. I think here it's fine to just Timoret Calls the Dead. Hopefully we don't die, but I think I'm gonna use my I think I'm just gonna make a 2/2 here, and we should be in fine shape. And I can exile Timoret now, given that I already use an Omen, attacking for 3. And I just hope he doesn't get removal off the top. If he has removal, we're kind of screwed, in a sense. And he does have removal. Okay, so that was unfortunate. I should have played out the land, kept up the Omen of the Forge turn 2. I definitely messed up that game. Taking that extra damage from the Underworld Rage Hound wasn't good there. This game shouldn't have been a loss, but I got trigger happy, misclicked. So, well, we're down the game. Definitely messed that one up. So yeah, make sure you pay attention to your game. Don't just click too fast. Because the Timoret was definitely not the correct play that turn. I should have at least just kept up the Omen. And 2-for-1 them when he tried to Impending Doom onto his creature. But I had to unfortunately 2-for-1 myself in this matchup. And the Warbriar's Blessing saved him off the top too, so I guess he also got lucky. It's quite unfortunate. Alright, I think we keep this. We do need double black for Timuret, but we're on the draw. We have a 4 and a 5 drop. I think it's a keepable hand. We'll leave it with a swamp in case we need to drop Timuret on turn 2. But I'm definitely going to drop an Underworld Rage Hound on 2. I think it's a better card to play earlier on. And if he trades for his own, if we trade for other opposing Underworld Rage Hound, we can definitely exile it in the future with Timuret, so that's pretty nice. So another red-black deck. I think the opponent figured it out. I guess I don't really want to play my Underworld Rage Hound into this, or else we'll just end up getting exiled. I could just offer to trade with Timuret. It's not a bad idea. How bad is it getting this exiled? It's pretty bad. Or we can just take 2. I think we're just fine playing out Timuret, I think. I could offer to trade here. It depends on how many escape creature he has. I do have a second Timuret in the deck. But this 2/2 is going to be pretty annoying. Alternatively, I can take it, next turn play out Lampad and force him to pump. Pretty interesting. Timuret does get exiled, but it's going to get exiled anyways. I think we block. Or we can stay. If we trade this off, we could play out the Rage Hound, so I think we block, and then we have a we can turn we can turn 3 Rage Hound into Venomous Hierophant. That's pretty nice. Okay, so the opponent is stuck on land, so I'm in good shape. I don't mind playing out the Rage Hound and start attacking. I'm fine trading off for a 2/1 as well. I just didn't want the Incendiary Oracle to exile here. Now the question is, do I play out Nyxborn Marauder or do I play out the Venomous Hierophant? Nyxborn, if I play it out next turn, he's just going to maybe keep up First Strike. It could trade for the 2/1, probably, but maybe I just want to mill myself, I think, to enable escape once he kills off this Underworld Rage Hound. And those are fine mills. I don't really like any of these cards, so I'm happy these went into the graveyard. I could have used the 5th land for Rage Scar, but we could just get lands. Here, I guess I don't mind just blocking the Slaughter Priest of Mogus and forcing him to use 2 mana to sack the 2/1. He does kill a 3/1, of course, but I can just escape it next turn. Otherwise, if I block the 2/1, he'll just kill it, and he won't spend his mana. Sure, I want him to spend his entire mana this turn. This does set him back, I think. Okay, Aspect of Manticore, sure, First Strike trick. We take 2, we can attack him for 3. Omen of Forge can handle this. I think we just do it now before he does any more shenanigans here. Nice 2-for-1. Actually, it's a 2-for-2 because he still takes out my 3-for-1, but it's still fine. That's the reason why Aspect of Manticore isn't great. It doesn't really increase your clock or anything. I mean, it doesn't increase your card advantage by 2-for-1ing the opponent. It's still a 2-for-2 if a removal spell answers it. Here we're just going to attack in for 3. I could have also attacked with the 1-3, I think. But opponent's just going to take it here. We can play out the Nyxborn Marauder, or we can just play out the second Underworld Rage Hound. I think we're fine playing out the Nyxborn Marauder. I don't really want to trade for a 2/1 though, so I'll probably just keep it back still. He can eventually escape the Phoenix of Ash too, so that's quite scary as well. The Blood Aspirant is going to be pretty annoying against our 3/1. Maybe I just go for an all-out attack this turn. I don't hate it, like... Yeah, I think we just do it. We lose the Nyxborn Marauder, but I don't really... Alternatively, we could just attack for 3/1, but he's probably just going to sack the Theros Celebrant. Kill the 3/1, which we don't want, so I'm fine just trading like this. Or, I don't know, I should attack with the Lampad. The extra damage might matter, but this is fine. Eventually he can just sack a creature and kill our 2/2, but here we're just going to play out the Hateful Eidolon, play out the Stampede Rider. He's holding I guess he has Omen of the Dead to get back a creature, maybe Slaughter Priest of Mogus or Incendiary Oracle. It seems like he's holding up priority for it, so yeah. He's going to get back the Incendiary Oracle, I think, to deal with our 3/1. I guess he's playing out the Theros Celebrant because that can lead to a 2-for-1, so... Okay. But he is getting stuck on lands, which isn't good. He's also attacking here. Mars Grass is pretty solid. And he'll draw us a card. So I don't mind just using Mars Grasp here. We'll take out the Blood Aspirant, I think. We don't really need to take out the 2/2. Because he'll just escape it. We draw a card. We can attack with all, and if he wants to block my 1/2 and also kill off my 3/1, I can play out my second Underworld Rage Hound, so it's not that bad. I don't care if he kills this. I have my second Underworld Rage Hound to follow up, so we're doing really good here. We're forcing the opponent to also stay back. Alright. Even stuck with 4 lands, we managed to have a nice game against the opponent, so we should be 4 wins by now, but that huge misplay on the first game on the third game cost us. I guess we're 4-1, never mind. So we should be 5 wins, I guess. Okay, I played this guy earlier. He's the guy doing the impending doom stuff. So let's not mess up here. It is a fine keep. We do have inevitable end to answer his impending doom trick, but we'll have to take some hits. I think it's okay on the draw. Hopefully we can find a 2-drop. Okay, so he's green. I guess he's the green. Yeah, he's green-red with the Irreverent Revelers. He'll probably play a Rage Hound here. Never mind, it's Gallia. Still quite annoying, but the Lampad can maybe hold it off. Could use the first strike trick, and if he does, we can use the impending doom on it. So if he's gonna go all in with impending doom, which I want him to, I'm fine just taking the hit. We can inevitable end it here, and that'll 2-for-1 him. Moss Viper. I don't mind trading for a Moss Viper here. The Lampad can show maybe drain, but we do have larger creatures. I guess if I can find a flash card off the top with the Dreamstalker Manticore, I don't mind. So I think we'll play out the Dreamstalker Manticore. Maybe we can find a nice flash spell next turn off the top. I'm gonna stay back with the 1/3. He could have a Warbriar's Blessing here against the 1/3. That would be pretty annoying. But we're just holding the opponent back. Okay, sure. They'll kill the 4/2. The 1/3 can at least block it still. I can sacrifice in response, gain some life. I'm fine blocking this. This is a good trade for me. I don't understand how that trampled, but we're still fine. We can just play a 4/5. Pretty good ground blocker. So we're not gonna. Hopefully we don't die to his impending doom tricks here. But we're still doing good. Here we can just play out the Venomous Hierophant. We can play out the Underworld Rage Hound. I think we're just fine attacking for 4. Now we can play out the Venomous Hierophant, and I guess the Underworld Rage Hound's forced attack, but we can escape it and turn it into a 4/2. So I think we're fine milling ourselves here and just playing out the Underworld Rage Hound. Just to put more threats on the battlefield. And the 3/3 can trade off for the 3/4, so that's also not bad. I think the trade is good here. He got the first strike trick, but I think we still go for it. Just to force him to use up his whole entire turn. Sure. Also doesn't have trample. We can attack him for 7, and then he's on the back foot. Omen of Death can get back to Venomous Hierophant, so that's even better. So I think we're just gonna do that. I can get him for 9. Let's see. The Stampede Rider is not going to accomplish much. I guess we can get him to 9, use the Lampad to sack everything and kill him. So how much mana is this? We're going to be spending 1. We have 5 mana. We're going to be 6 mana. We'll be spending 1 to play the Omen, 2 to recast the Lampad. Then we're going to sack the Omen to the Skavos. That's going to be 7, 8 damage. And then we just need 3 mana up to deal with this. I don't know. I think we just get back the Hierophant here. Like the Lampad, theoretically speaking, I guess the Rage Guard Berserker isn't bad. Since it kind of trades, it's on curve. Yeah, I think we'll just do that. And then we can get in for a nice hit of damage here. I think he's too far behind now. I don't think he can really afford to attack here. Otherwise, I could just block him and have him force a combat trick. Let's say attacks. I guess we're fine taking it. He could Infuriate. He could play a second trick, and he can pump this twice. But I'm still going to be in good position. I think we just stay back. There's really no need to. Yeah, there's really no need to block here. I think. And we're not going to lose this to this guy a second time. He's playing way too many combat tricks and all-in tricks that we can just punish him severely with the removal spells. Okay, there we go. So red-green combat tricks. Obviously, combat tricks are a lot worse in this set since there's a lot of removal and kind of all-in strats with the Hydra's Growth and the Impending Doom, but they're still fine. Here we're currently 5-1, should have been 6-1, but let's keep going. This draft is going fine, going nicely. And maybe we can do another Theros draft after this, since I'm still lacking gems for Throne of Eldraine. And we're about to hit Friday for Dominaria, so... Alright, we do have on turn 2 Underworld Ragehound. I mean, single black would be very good since we can drop the Hateful Idol and eventually Myra's Grasp the turn after. I think we risk it here. We're on a draw and we do have our 2-drop. I think we risk it. We have the extra draw step. The Hateful Idol and the Myra's Grasp is potentially very huge. So, I mean, I think I'm fine risking it. And I still can do 2 damage with the Perforos' intervention, although it's not really something I prefer. Okay, and I guess we're just going to get punished now, maybe. I don't mind just shooting this down for 2, perhaps. But this isn't good at all. I guess I can finish off the Warden if it decides to block with it. I guess I can Perforos this for 2 and get in. And that'll be 4 damage. Alternatively, I can attack, use a Mars Grasp, but they'll just 2-for-1 me. Yeah, I think we just intervention for 2, I think. And then we want to take out the Warden, obviously, because it's a scary threat. It's the largest creature. So top deck the Black Source at the right time. Next turn we can Hateful Eidolon or play on Mire's Grasp. We'll see. I do prefer to have the Hateful Eidolon first. That's going to fight my 3-1, that's fine. It's not the end of the world, we can always inevitable end the deal if it's 2 damage is not the end of the world. And he could be holding up removal. I don't really want inevitable end a 2-4. I think we'll just play out Hateful Eidolon and take it slow. Could meet a removal spell the next turn. We'll take 2 here. Next turn we can just inevitable end or Mars Grasp. Mars Grasp isn't bad, but inevitable end is actually pretty good here. He can pump this twice into a 4-power creature, so what? I think given that inevitable end is more mana efficient and the Mars Grasp doesn't deal with the 2-4, we're just going to inevitable end the 2-4 here. And hopefully we can draw a card off of this on his turn, so no attacks. He could use an instant speed removal spell on the Hateful Eidolon before he sacks the Skola Grove Dancer. So I won't draw a card, but I still think I'm willing to risk it here. And I draw a card, that's pretty nice. And here I can take 2, next turn we can Mars Grasp. And then keep up Omen. That's a good card to inevitable end. I think we'll just keep doing it here. He'll eventually get back as a 7/7, but I think we have... I could attack for 1. Yeah, that was a huge misplay. I could have gotten that extra lifelink damage. Since I'm being under-assaulted by this Incendiary Oracle. Hopefully we can deal with this Voracious Typhon later. Guess he has a second one. Wow. They never end, do they? But I guess we'll eventually have double black, maybe, to deal with this. I guess the Timur can start exiling his graveyard. So I might consider just doing that and taking some damage. Alternatively, I can just Mars Grasp with 2/2. I really don't want him escaping the Typhon, so I think we have to risk it here and play the Timuret. Take some damage. And then maybe we can thrill a possibility end of turn. I do want all my cards, though, in my hand. I could get rid of second to Timuret. Peasant Training is a scary card. Huh. This is actually quite interesting. Maybe I can step a double block or kill his Voracious Typhon. I think we just have to take it here, unfortunately. Well, that sucks. So I guess I need my second Timuret. The Omen of the Dead isn't bad. So I guess I can ditch the Blight Breath since I can eventually get back for the Omen. We'll just draw 2 cards here. Now I can Timuret and maybe exile his graveyard, perhaps. And then I can hold off the 2/2 for a turn. Alternatively, I can Iroh's Blessing to 4/4. I guess how much lands is he at? He's at 6, so I do need to start exiling his graveyard if possible. So I think we save it here. Huh. This is really interesting. If he gets a land, we're kind of in trouble. If not, I guess he can escape 1 Voracious Typhon, and hopefully we can maybe double block it. Let's see. If I play my land here, and I Mars Grasp killing off the 2/2, I do draw a card. And I can stabilize at 2 life. Alternatively, I can use Iroh's Blessing, kill off the 4/4, end of turn use Omen. Or I can play the Scovos War Leader, which can hold off the 2/2. Or I can just play out Timuret, exile, and then maybe trade for the 2/2 and use Omen of the Dead to get something back. Maybe I just have to risk it here, and hopefully he doesn't top deck a land. That's pretty bad, though. That's pretty bad. I think I just have to go for it. And then we can deal with the Voracious Typhon and both the Warden here. And hopefully he doesn't get a land. And I guess we're fine attacking for 1, gaining in some life. And say go. I guess we could just take 6 here, and then we can kill out the Voracious Typhon next turn and exile, hopefully. So we'll just take it. Oh, I guess that's lethal. Never mind. I'm dumb. I should have blocked it 3-2. Yeah, that was really dumb. Damn, that was dumb. Yeah, I should have maybe blocked it 3-2. And then maybe I can Omen of the Dead, get back the Timuret, and then exile the Voracious Typhon. That was so dumb. I forgot that thing pumped. So that's another punt counter for the day. So I could be 6. So I'm currently should have been 6-1 right now, but I'm currently 5-2. Hopefully I can maybe not punt too much. But this draft is bad. This is a really bad draft video. So I feel sorry for some of you who are watching this. I'm just not thinking straight today. Alright, Hateful Eidolon, not bad. We can throw a possibility away a mountain on turn 2. I don't hate it. And then hopefully we can find some removal, and that would be pretty nice with the Hateful Eidolon, since we have a lot of aura removal spells so they can cantrip. Not bad, not amazing, but this is fine. Could play a Pious Wayfarer on turn 1. No Pious Wayfarer. We'll play out Mountain, attacking for 1, end of turn we'll Thrill. Discard the Mountain. I could also discard the Omen of the Dead, but I think we might end up in a situation where we flood out. So I think the correct call is to discard the Mountain here. And we do need the double black for Timuret and all the other spells. So I think it's fine discarding Mountain now. And we're eventually going to get to land 5 anyways. So we're in decent shape. Here we're going to play out Swamp. We're going to attack him for 1. He's not on land 3 yet, so he won't be able to flash into 1/1s. But now we can play out the Underworld Rage Hound, keep up Omen. Next turn he can flash into 1/1s. We'll happily trade off an Underworld Rage Hound for it. Over to 1/2. Wow, they just missed a land drop? Okay, that's really bad. Oh my god. Okay, so I guess we can just exploit this situation. We can just attack him for 4, and I guess it's just a free win. I'm sorry, opponent. It does happen in Magic, you know. It's not really a game of Magic when your opponent's stuck on 2 and you're just deploying 2 drops and smashing. Guess now he has his Black Source. He can flash into 1/1s. We can always just get back a creature end of turn. Okay, that's going to trade off for a 3/1, sure. Could have an Aura here. Okay, Sentinel's Eye, so he gets to draw a card. Once we trade off our 3/1s. So opponent does have a game of Magic. Alternatively, I guess I'll just attack with the 3/3s and see what happens. And if he doesn't trade, I'll play out the Scovos War Leader. If he does trade, I guess I don't mind just exiling the Sentinel's Eyes. I guess I don't have to now since he doesn't have any creatures on the battlefield. So I could just go for a mana efficient play here and play out the Scovos War Leader, and next turn we can do the Timuret stuff. I think that's more mana efficient, and is a much more powerful body to have on the battlefield. So you could play a creature here and then use the Sentinel's Eyes. If not, we'll just play out Timuret, exile the Sentinel's Eyes, or maybe just escape the Underworld Rage Hound if we run out of playables. That's a fine card. We can always attack into it. I guess he'll use Sentinel's Eyes on it instead. What a bummer. Okay, so he's going to kill off our Underworld Rage Hound. We'll just escape the other Underworld Rage Hound. Nothing we can do about that. So Timuret might have been the correct play. I can finish with Omen. I can finish it off of Omen of the Forge actually, so that can also be what we want to do instead. I guess I don't mind finishing it off of Omen of the Forge, and then we can play out Timuret. Yeah, seems good. Alternatively, I could just play the Underworld Rage Hound, but I think it's good to just get rid of it now. And we can play out Timuret and start exiling his graveyard and messing with it next turn. He could kill Timoret, but he'll be using up a whole turn to deal with it. We have a 4/5, a 1/2 body that's constantly attacking on the battlefield, and he doesn't have enough to escape the Sentinel's eye. So we're definitely in good shape here. I do want to escape the Underworld Rage Hound next turn, so maybe we don't exile. I guess he can flash in an Omen here. Alternatively, we can make a giant trample creature, 4, 5, 6, 7. But maybe that's not necessary. I think we just move to attacks and see what happens. He could flash into 1/1s here, I think. I guess he's just gonna do that. And then I guess he still doesn't have enough to escape Sentinel's Eye, so we might as well just cast an Underworld Rage Hound to put an extra threat. I don't mind just... I guess I want to keep up my black mana here, so let's not tap like that. And we're fine just playing out the Underworld Rage Hound here, exiling the other one since we can always get this one back. And 2 is kind of redundant, especially since the opponent doesn't seem to have any exile hate yet. Wondering why, if he has a final death, I'm wondering why he didn't use it before damage. Okay, that's fine. Sure. We have 2 lethal threats still. The Omen of the Dead can get back one of our creatures. We're in good shape. The Intervention is a bomb though. A very excellent white card. I'm happy to play in any white deck in first pick. Definitely better than Final Death, but yeah, that was just a powerful 3-for-1 almost. Just killing off my 2 enchantment creatures and my Omen. So if the opponent had creatures in the early game, I think the Heliod's Intervention would have saved them, but unfortunately he got man screwed and we just kind of out-tempoed him there. So now currently, yeah, 6-2. We should have gotten 7 already, but due to horrible misplays and some bad decisions and punts and huge punts, I'm currently at 6-2. So let's hopefully get the final boss and settle this draft once and for all. Alright, Celebrant on 2, eventually we can enable Escape the Venomous Hierophant. Catoblepus is going to take a while, but I think we can get there. So I think this is a fine keep. We're on the draw, we have an extra draw step. So definitely keepable. And let's make sure we don't punt this one. Pulling also mulligan on the play, so we're in good shape. We'll leave a Mountain because for sure we know we're going to play the Careless Celebrant. I don't really think I want to play Timoret. Chosen from Death on turn 2 over to Careless Celebrant. So I think we'll just play it now. We could see an end of turn Omen of the Sun if we attack here, but I guess I don't mind trading the 2/1 for the 2/1/1s. Siona is very good, so I guess we'll Mars Grasp that. Alternatively, I could just Inevitable End it. I honestly don't want to put a Mantle of Wolf on the battlefield. The Mars Grasp is more mana efficient, and I do have a second Inevitable End already, so it's fine. I think it's fine attacking here and then using the Inevitable End if he doesn't block. Yeah, we'll just do that. It's just mana efficient here. We just don't want a Mantle Wolf to get onto the 2/2, otherwise it's going to be a huge issue. Chainweb Arachnir, he could just Mantle Wolf here. But alternatively, we can just play out the Venomous Hierophant, and that can still trade into the 4/4. Eventually he's going to get this down, I think, but he did miss a land drop. I think we're just fine attacking for 2 here. If he wants to block, that's fine. It's still going to result in a trade. I don't care if I didn't get full value off of it, but at least I got rid of 1-2, and now the Venomous Hierophant is quite nice. The future Underworld Rage Hounds that we managed to top deck. And there we go, Underworld Rage Hound we can escape next turn. Caryatid, okay. He could just enhance the Caryatid. Here, I think we just play out the land. Attack for 3. I don't think I need to Mars Grasp. Although, he could put the Mantle Wolf onto the 1-1, and it's going to be a pretty large creature. So it's actually quite questionable whether or not we want to Mars Grasp this. If we do send back, but it's not the worst target to have a Mars Grasp on, so I think we're just fine playing the Skovos War Leader. And maybe we can dig for a removal spell later. We can also just shrink it with a Mars Grasp. And it's just going to become a 2-2, which is not bad. Obviously, if he has Karametri's Blessing or some way to give protection from black, that's not great. So he's going to put Mantle of the Wolf onto the 2-3. We can't allow that to happen. However, we did top deck a Blight Breath Cataplepus, which answers this 2-3 nicely. So we'll just play this out on curve, answer the 2-3, and then we can swing in for 7 quite nicely here. But opponent does have a pretty decent white-green Constellation deck. But he just concedes and explodes. So there we have it. Another fine, easy 7-win Theros draft. That should have been, I think it should have been at least 7-1. But due to that horrible misplay that I made, I kind of got owned there on the 3rd game or 4th game, I forgot. But there you have it. Another nice, simple Theros Beyond Death draft. I think I did an overview of the draft already in this part 2 video, so I don't think I have to go through it again. We'll just claim our prize, pretend we're drafting a Theros Beyond Death draft. And pack 1, pick 1. What do we open? Hopefully I can get like 20 gems so I can do Eldraine, but also don't have a great Theros collection. Pack 1, pick 1. Easy drag to the Underworld. Mystic Repeal is also excellent. Warbar's Blessing is also excellent. If I had to pick between these two, pack 1, pick 1, they're both very close. Like Mystic Repeal at instant speed, putting any enchantment on the bottom of the owner's library is actually quite strong. Warbar's Blessing is a nice fight spell. Of course, you do need large creatures, but usually in white and green, I mean, there's a lot of large creatures, and the +0/+2 is a nice upside. So even if you have a bunch of small creatures, usually you can fight off another small creature with the Warbar's Blessing and enhance your own. Also triggers Constellation, but here it's an easy drag to the Underworld. Black is the best color in this set. This is a pretty insane removal spell that black didn't need, given that they have all the removal that they needed at common. But yeah, even at 4 mana, 4/4 instance, 4 mana, 2 generic, double black, instant speed, it's still a very good card, even without too much Black Devotion. But with Black Devotion, it's even more insane. So easy drag to the Underworld. Wavebreak Hippocamp, I don't mind. It's one of the cards you need for the blue-red flash deck as an excellent payoff. And without the Wavebreak Hippocamp, the blue-red flash deck doesn't come together. But with the Wavebreak Hippocamp, I guess red-blue is a fine possibility. And it's pretty amazing if you can constantly turn your instant speed cards into cantrips. So Wavebreak Hippocamp is a solid first pick. And wouldn't mind playing this in the red-blue flash deck. And if not, you can still play it as a fine 3-drop, as in any like blue-white flyers deck, with a bunch of instant speed shenanigans going on, and you can keep up tricks and stuff, and still cantrip and draw cards. I think it definitely beats Daxos. Daxos is a good card, but you do need to kind of devote yourself into a more heavily white devoted deck. There's one of the stars. Blue just simply has the worst removal in this set. This is going to be this can only answer creatures, I think. I guess there's a fine way to lock down an escape creature and, get out of the battlefield. So it's also actually not that bad. But Ichthyomorphosis isn't great since you give him a chump blocker. One with the stars, I guess it doesn't answer creatures with activated abilities still. So that's a problem, and Ichthyomorphosis can get rid of abilities. Even for gods, like you can still use Ichthyomorphosis on like a god that has full devotion, still lock it down, still turn into a 0/1 creature. However, one of the stars, you can't use it on the god since it's already it does become a permanent, an enchantment, but they still have the activated ability, so it's not a great removal spell. And I guess there's also, in black-red, there's some creatures that also sacrifice enchantments, so they can always sacrifice their own creature that was one with the star. So it's I guess it's just as bad as Ichthyomorphosis, since it still gives them something they can sack. So one of the stars, not a great removal. It's also a reason why blue is not amazing in this set. But there you go. There we have it. I might just do another Theros Beyond Death draft, and maybe I can hit my 1.5k gold, my gems, I mean, and then we can just maybe do an Eldraine draft before it's over. So in the meantime, have a great day. I know I made that huge punt on turn 4, and this is not a good video since my parents did interrupt me on the first one. But yeah, in the meantime, enjoy more content and stay tuned. Have a great day.